When the internet went dark, it didn't happen with drama or warning. One moment everything worked. The next moment every screen on Earth froze in perfect stillness. At exactly 9:42 a.m., millions of fingers tapped, refreshed, swiped, and stared in disbelief at the identical, unforgiving message. No connection. At first, people blamed their routers, their providers, the weather. Anything except the impossible idea that the entire planet had just gone offline. Within minutes, the truth became impossible to ignore. Phones refused to load even the simplest pages. Bank apps blinked out like dying fireflies. Delivery apps collapsed. Teenagers wandered outside with their phones pointed at the sky, as if waiting for a rogue signal to descend like a blessing. For the first time in years, the world heard itself breathing. No notification sounds, no vibration buzz, no digital hum, just the raw, unsettling quiet of reality. Governments scrambled to communicate using the only tools untouched by the outage: radio and old-fashioned television. Dusty TV screens flickered to life in living rooms that had been silent temples to outdated technology. Families gathered around them, squinting like time travelers trying to interpret ancient symbols. Officials explained that the outage was global but temporary, lasting exactly 24 hours, though they avoided saying how or why it had happened. Their uncertainty only made the silence heavier. By noon, the world began to change in unexpected ways. Offices, usually filled with the soft chatter of keyboards, were suddenly alive with human voices. Co-workers who had communicated exclusively through chat apps now stood face to face, awkwardly rediscovering social skills they hadn't used in years. Paper returned with glorious importance. Notes, sketches, scribbled instructions, everything that didn't require Wi-Fi became valuable again. Grandparents rose to legendary status. They demonstrated forgotten abilities, using maps without GPS, paying bills with checks, reading news printed on physical paper. Their confidence in this strange new world, actually the old world, made them appear almost mystical. Younger people followed them with awe, learning skills they never expected to need. Meanwhile, delivery drivers with no orders and taxi drivers with no maps drifted through cities like confused NPCs. Many ended up helping grocery stores unload boxes and stack shelves. Conversations bloomed between strangers who would normally rush past each other while staring at screens. The absence of digital noise left space for genuine curiosity. As afternoon softened into evening, the world grew even more unfamiliar. Parks filled with people simply existing, talking, laughing, lying on the grass, or staring at the sky without photographing it. Parents read stories to their children without relying on animations or sound effects. Some lit candles even though the power worked fine, simply because the warm glow felt comforting in a way LED lights never did. Cities at night looked transformed. Without thousands of tiny screens glowing like artificial stars, the real stars became visible again. People stopped in the streets and stared upward, some seeing constellations for the first time in their lives. The sky felt enormous, quiet, and honest. The darkness wasn't something to escape, but something to appreciate. Around midnight, an odd calmness settled across the world. Without notifications tugging at their attention, people felt their minds slow down. Thoughts that had been drowned out by constant digital stimulation finally surfaced. Many people slept better than they had in years, as if the planet itself had exhaled. Morning arrived gently. Streets were quieter, movement slower, voices softer. People greeted each other with unexpected warmth. The world felt like a machine that had been turned off long enough to cool, and now everyone waited to see what would happen when it restarted. At precisely 9:42 a.m., it did. The digital silence shattered. Phones vibrated so violently that desks shook. Millions of notifications exploded across screens. Apps revived all at once, hungry to reclaim the attention they had lost. People reached for their devices out of instinct. But something made them pause. It lasted only half a second, but during that half second, they remembered the quiet parks, the conversations, the stars, the candlelight, the feeling of being present in a world not filtered through a rectangle of glass. Then the moment passed, and the noise returned. Yet something in humanity had shifted. A small, fragile awareness stayed alive, that behind the endless scroll, behind the constant connectivity, there was a real world waiting patiently. And for one extraordinary day, people had stepped back into it.